as Africans or people of African descent have a role to play. We have the SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals, that is a development roadmap. So when it comes to food security, education, health, when it comes to gender equality, when it comes to technology, when it comes to renewable energy and all that. We believe that there is a role the African diaspora has to play to contribute to global development. So instead of waiting for aid agencies to send money to the continent, just look at what remittances alone, and that's the legally registered ones. The ones that people put in their bags and all is not counted. We're talking about the one that goes through the financial system. So I think it's even more, 3 times that. I think we are talking about more than $300 billion that goes to Africa every year. So it's important we begin to amass our resources together, not only for businesses, but also for development agendas. There is a lot to give back. Professionally, we have the African American community alone contributes more doctors, nurses. Some of the best doctors in the world are people of African descent. The best neurosurgeon that we've celebrated for many years, Dr. Ben Carson, is a black man. The history goes on and on. I don't want to go into that tangent, but if we are to look at various professional history that has been made, it will all come back to people of African descent. So it's important for us to take advantage of this festival for these 3 thematic areas. 1, cultural integration. 2, for trade and commerce. And 3, for the history aspect, to learn about who we are. People who don't know about who they are will always get lost. We did some interviews in 2021 at the African American Museum in Washington, D.C., and we asked about 10 people. First we asked them, how many cities in Africa do you know? Less than 2 people were able to mention 3 cities. We asked about countries, it was almost similar. Then we even went further to ask about presidents, and we'll say 1 out of 10. Then we got to ask them about, what do they know about Africa? They mentioned the pyramids. Most people talk about the Egyptian pyramids, and that's about what they know. History in our classrooms are not going to teach us about Africa. We have to tell our stories. Unfortunately, we don't have the advantage of mainstream media. So the festival, the Black History Festival, is one of those opportunities for us. So we don't want it to slip by as one of the events we have. This is unique because it's a network event. It's Caribbean, Africa, US coming together. So come 22nd to 24th, when we host the next edition here, we don't want people to treat it as one of the events. Let's get in touch with the people who matter so that we can discuss the opportunities that lie in Africa. If you are a business person, don't see the registration fee as a barrier. It's not just about the fee, it's about the opportunity. We might just be chancing onto $1 million opportunity in the festival during the exhibition, or you may be networking to someone who could just connect you to the people you need to get the access to the continent. There is a company that now have their offices in Ghana after they came to the festival. They are a technology company based in New Orleans. They visited Ghana as a result of the first edition of the festival we did in Washington, D.C. Now they have their offices in one of the plush areas of Accra. So do not relent, don't take this opportunity for granted. Let's come together, let's inform as many people. We here today are like town criers, as we call it in Africa, or information vans. You are connected to, on your WhatsApp phone alone, you'll be surprised if you check your contact, it's well over 300, 400. If you could just send the flyer to someone, or the videos, the short videos and the registration, which is free, you could just change the life of someone who might just connect back to the continent.
Culture is important. Culture is one of those things that gives you another sense. You may have your sense of your smell, your hearing or vision and touch, but culture gives you even the fifth sense that you can be able now to know who you are and where you're going. And that is very, very important to know where you came from so that you can even be able to see your roadmap ahead. The other thing that I'm also looking at that would be a good outcome of this is community relationships. Even as we are here in Columbus, Ohio, with all these various African communities, we need to know that we are together with our Black Americans that are here. So developing that close-knit relationship are going to be very, very important so that everybody sees there is a brother here, there is a sister here, and somebody who they can be able to relate with. I know sometimes there's some frictions here and there, but we need to know that we are people of a common destiny, and therefore we need to have togetherness so that we can work on that bigger picture. Because sometimes there are those that look at a forest, but they are not seeing the trees. And there are those that are looking at the trees, but they're not seeing the forest. And sometimes you wonder which part of the tree are you on. Are you on the branch that can break? Are you on the roots that can bring new energy? Are you on the leaf that taps energy and food for the tree? So which part of the tree are you on? So that you can build this tree that we are trying to work on. The relationships that are going to be there. Because everything that is in this world is for all of us. For all of us. We share the same sun, we share the same rain, we share the same air, the moon. The world is for all of us. So creating those relationships are going to be very, very critical.
I am blessed to have some good success with technology. I have 3 companies in the Columbus area. We are working on workforce, we work on broadband expansion. I'm active with the Intelligent Community Forum and doing things with smart cities. I'm doing a lot of great things. And with smart cities and intelligent communities, I have traveled around the world. I've been to Taiwan and Canada, been to London, and recently I spoke on this topic in Brazil, Curitiba, Brazil, where I had a very good time. Intelligent Community Forum is not active in Africa. All of these countries in Africa who have smart city programs and those kinds of things, I am not getting connected there, so I really wanted to have that conversation. With smart cities and those kinds of things, we have an enormous opportunity to have a public community benefit happen because of people who may be in the diaspora sharing their information and their resources and those kinds of things. So that's kind of where I'm coming from. I want to do business in Africa, but I can also do business in Africa here in Columbus just through joint ventures and partnerships and public-private partnerships and those kinds of things. So I desire to contribute to a turnaround of the remittances story and the concept of aid. And with my company here, Color Coded Labs, when we were first able to employ people, those people are not receiving aid. They receive a salary. They contribute work, they make money. This is the kind of way that we can move money back and forth between the United States and the rest of the diaspora and many different countries and communities and companies and entrepreneurs and investment opportunities in Africa. So the money moves, not as a remittance, not with 20%, taken away fees and those kinds of things that just disappears, but as contracts, as salaries, as those kinds of things. So that's how I got involved, because the next stage, not only for me as a co-founder of Black Tech Columbus, but all of the members of that network, is to work with Africa specifically. And it can be all over Africa, but some countries are opening up very wide and establishing, and it is Ghana. But my good friends are also Tanzania and Kenya and South Africa, and so there are so many places that have this opportunity, and I just want to eat everything. All the food is good. We must eat everything. So that's how I got involved, and I'm in a position to draw in other investors. I do want to make mention of, I became involved in something called the Columbus CEO Collective, which is a collective of Black CEOs in different companies here in Columbus. People with manufacturing companies and all sorts of things like that. So I'm a part of those networks, and we're exposing this opportunity to those networks. Not a new opportunity, but it's a little bit new. The cultures and the peoples of the diaspora have not been coordinating as well as we can. And we must do that now. And so I'm excited about this.
That's awesome. Thank you. And we're looking forward to seeing you in Ghana. So, you know, and in Tanzania, South Africa, and Kenya. And
Senegal too.
And Senegal. We're just waiting for you in Africa. So it's really important.
I'm saving up my airline points.
Okay, please do. Because we see that one thing about Columbus, Ohio, that like as Dr. Cherry said, seeing Intel and seeing Google, that's happening in the continent as well. Google and Meta is prominent in Ghana as well. They're doing things with blockchain, and now they're getting the younger population to get into blockchain. And West Africa, Ghana specifically, has one of the youngest populations in Africa. So we see that the continent of Africa itself has a young population ready to learn, especially when it comes to technology. So we just welcome you. We're ready for that. As we move forward, thank you guys for being patient. I have one more question. We want you to describe how do you feel the Black History Festival in 2024 will go individually for you. Because for me, I got connections that helped me last year to be with the people in the president's office and also create more connections here. So how do you think this 2024 will affect you? Yeah, I will go with you first, Mr. McCullough.
Many African Americans and many African people in the diaspora have a wound, a separation, a bit of a trauma when we've been separated from our people. Every new experience in which we're able to spend time with each other, listen to our music, dance together, smile at each other, take pictures, is very important for us to be able to do business with each other and to establish those kinds of things. So for me personally, as a person who was raised in Southfield, Michigan, outside of Detroit, born in Toledo, Ohio, spent time in Boston and New Jersey, I have been here having learned the culture and learned the history. I have a wound to heal. I want to embrace people. I want to spend time smiling and enjoying myself. And as a member of this committee, I know that will be difficult because I will be working the whole time. But I intend to enjoy myself and embrace other people and just enjoy the experience. And so that is what it's going to be like for me. And I implore all of my friends and neighbors and Black people and all people who will enjoy this celebration to come in and do that as well. Let's embrace each other. Let's enjoy ourselves. While we are thinking of doing business and fixing problems with our economies and trade and those kinds of things, let's form the kind of relationships that build trust so that we can do business and we can begin to change the world.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Nana Amamik Black. I am one of the speakers and moderators for the Black History Festival here in Columbus, Ohio on February
22nd through the 24th for the Black History Festival here in Columbus, Ohio.
Do not miss this event.
This is extremely exciting. This is going to be an amazing event. I'm looking to all of my neighbors, my friends, my colleagues to come to the Black History Festival.
Your family, your friends, business partners.
Free to register, free for you and your family to come and join. It's going to be vendors, the economics and the history from Africa.
At the Columbus Airport Marriott, it's going to be amazing. We're going to meet people. We're going to do business.
Great opportunity for you to meet people, network. There are going to be so many different vendors and guests, and it's a great place to be.
I was attending this event last year, which opened doors for me in the continent of Africa. And this year, we have opened doors to the Caribbean as well. So if you want to make prominent changes, meet people of offices that is hard to get into, please come to the event.
Don't forget to register.
Thank you.